You are going to enjoy
Okay.
this session with me.
Well, I know that for sure.
Just completed my sessions, all the classes of the day, just at 7:30.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay, that's great. How busy are you?
Yes, it's true, it's true. But I'm quite happy. I want to keep myself occupied.
I get it. So, are you single or married?
So, would you like to guess?
You're probably married.
Yeah, yeah. I'm also a mother.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. My child, his name is Avikam, and he is 14 years old.
Okay, great.
Yes. And Rose, it's been 16 years of my marriage.
15 years.
16.
Okay, great, great. Okay,
Yeah.
so just before we start, I'll tell you, I have a daughter and I have two granddaughters.
Wow, okay, great, great. But you are such a wonderful person, I would say. The way you speak and everything, like when I attended a session with Jenny. So I get fascinated the way you spoke at that time. Very like in a very calm manner. So I like such kind of personality actually.
Well, thank you. I have a very young heart, but my teaching voice is always very calm and patient and slow so that the students, the teachers, everybody can understand me because I lived in China for 15 years. And
Yes.
during that time, language was really important because they spoke a different language than me.
Yes, yes. Really, really, it's tremendous, I would say, when it comes to experience. As I earlier mentioned, I'm a fresher, not so seasoned, carrying only 4 years plus experience. But when it comes to your journey, it's been more than 30 years, I would say. Start with the introduction so that my audience also can aware about yourself, please.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you want me to tell you about my experience?
Yes, yes. Little bit introduction, and then we will
Okay,
start. Yeah.
great. All right. So I've been teaching for 38 years, which is pretty much my
Yeah.
whole life, you know, and uh, it's a wonder. It's a wonderful profession because we are helpers. It's a helping profession
Yes.
like doctors and nurses and teachers. We are helpers. Yeah.
Yes.
So for the first 20 years, I was a classroom teacher. Um, I taught in inner city schools
Okay.
in the beginning. And so those students had what we would call low levels of English because many of them were lived in families of new Canadians. So English wasn't their first language. And then I worked in another area where most of the immigrants, the new Canadians, were Asian. And that's where I really learned a lot about the struggles of learning a new language. Yeah, of course, as a teacher, I knew how to teach to help students to learn the language, but it's especially difficult when they come with no English or not English.
It's true. For sure, for sure.
So after that experience, I was offered a job to be an international school principal in China, in Beijing. And I was the principal there. Many of the teachers were non-native English speakers, but they were teaching English.
Wow.
So they had emigrated to China from many different parts of the world.
Wow.
This gave me a lot of understanding of the differences between education in different countries. My background is Canadian education. All my life, I lived in Canada until moving there to China. So our educational system and our values about education, well, values are the same, but how we get there is a lot different.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So as a principal in that school, I help the teachers. I help the teachers a lot to teach in different ways, not traditional ways of teaching. My experience had really been a language experience method where you teach according to a topic. So just like one of your guests previous, I forget her name, Pringle?
Jenny?
No, Pringle.
Pringle.
Rachel Pringle?
Okay, I can't recall this name actually.
Okay, anyways, she's from Scotland, and she takes her students, her English students, to different places in Scotland, and that's where she teaches the spoken language. It's through language experience.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so that's my favorite method, and that's how I've taught almost all my profession.
It's
So
wonderful.
thank you. When I had a Singaporean boss in China, that's where the magic happened, because he understood the goals that I had for my teachers in order to help their students. And so with his agreement and a lot of pressure on the management to give us money, we filled the libraries with books, books that the students could read, not just encyclopedias, that kind of thing.
It should be like that.
It should be. It needs to be. That's right. We filled the supply room with colored paper and markers and scissors and glue, and encouraged the teachers to stop using worksheets and to focus on other ways of learning.
It is very creative then, I would say, very creative.
This is the important part of my message, Renew. Thank you. Yes. It was nothing for me when I moved out of that school and became a consultant. It was nothing for me to fill an audience. Well, I didn't personally fill the audience, but I was the lead speaker in a professional development, let's say for a weekend course. 200 or 300 ESL teachers in a room, in an auditorium. It was magic. They were thirsty for the knowledge, to get away from the textbooks, get away from the worksheets, and have creative and new ideas in ways and better ways to reach their students, to help them to learn.
Yes, it sounds very good. It sounds very good, because it's quite boring, like worksheet and all. It's quite boring, I would say, in modern years.
We have to focus on grammar, but why? I mean, we don't have to focus on grammar. Students need to learn grammar. There's no doubt about that. But we have to move away from the focus on grammar into using our creative spirit in order to help the students, because that's what they need.
Yes.
I still communicate with those students, those teachers on
Yes.
social media, even though I'm back in Toronto now.
Yes, wow, wow. It's great. I love that because somewhere student actually they want to escape themselves from this kind of traditional method of learning. Okay, this is grammar. Okay, they don't want to read in such a manner. So it is very creative thing, I think. We should try to do such kind of innovative ideas to generate for our student so that they can learn by using easy methods and also enjoy the process.
Honestly, Renew, you've hit the nail on the head. The point is that if the teachers are enthused, so will our students.
Yes, yes. So
Yes.
that's why, like, all I created, actually, I want to ask you some questions related to it. And this is my hope, my audience, and I'm going to learn a lot. So let's start some questions. I have some questions for you. So let's start from that one also. So shall I start?
Well, I just wanted to make one more point
Please, please.
about that. I know you're already sold on it, but the question is how.
Yes.
Okay, I understand. My favorite resource of all time is a book for teachers called Alternatives to Worksheets. I don't have any financial gain in talking about it.
Yes.
Believe me, I wish I did, because it's a miracle book and it's geared for young learners, but actually it's a wonderfully and easily adaptable book for ideas for every age and every English level. So basically, the idea is getting away from worksheets, the drill and kill tools of boredom. They are boring for students. They produce frustration, and it's very shallow learning. It's not learning that they can hold on to for the rest of their lives. It's just temporary. So also graphic organizers. When I coach a group of ESL teachers, the first thing I get them to do is to provide a graphic organizer. And it's a great way for introductions in their classes. And it's how I get the teachers to introduce themselves to me. And I don't know, can you see it?
Yeah, yeah, I can. Yes.
So in my master classes, we have small groups of ESL teachers, and that's the first thing I do. How can they use that? Teachers can use that in their own classes.
Yes, yes.
And it doesn't have to be all about. Oh, it's upside down. I'm sorry.
Yes, upside that. That's I was
Sorry.
about to say, but
Thank
I
you.
don't want to interrupt. No problem. That is also a kind of fun. It is adding some flavor in our conversation. So yes, all about Roz and Weitzman. Yeah, wonderful. My dream.
Okay, so it could be all about trains.
Yes.
You know, it could be all about the museum.
Yes. It's true.
And it's just point form. Now, the beauty of this is that it mixes all of our English skills. First of all, it's writing. Second of all, then you have to speak it.
Yes.
You have to tell the group about your ideas about you.
Yes.
Then you have to listen. So it's the reading, the writing, the speaking, and the listening. And once you've listened to someone else tell about themselves, you can ask them questions.
Yes, and it's not so boring. Like there is a white worksheet of that, like colorful paper you can use. You can use different colors, right? Actually, in the morning, I was also thinking how to add some extra fun activity during the learning process. So there is a like pencil box. Can you see? No, you can't see, I think. But yes, Rose, we can do a lot of fun activities around us.
So a black and white, a white paper with black writing.
Yes.
I cannot handle it. I can't handle it. Of course I do. Of course I do. But I understand the frustration because it's frustrating for me.
Yes.
I need creative things in order to spark my attention so that the knowledge can stay in me.
Correct, correct. It's such a wonderful, really wonderful, I would say. We should follow that. We should. Okay.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yes.
Thanks. I'm sorry that I sidetracked you, but now you can go
No,
ahead.
it's only because I conducted and I requested only because of you, because I want to know what are your insights in the term of teaching with due respect, with lots of love. Okay, so you can interrupt in between and complete your all the thoughts and insights, whatever it is, please. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. So thank you so much
So
for
you were
listening.
asking me about the challenges that non-native English teachers have.
Yes, this is my first question actually, because it is
Yeah,
the biggest challenge.
I know. Okay. First of all, I know because I'm a teacher.
Yes.
Second of all, I know because I'm a non-native Chinese speaker.
Yes. Yes.
So I learned to speak Chinese. And I was forced to learn it the traditional way, and I couldn't. It took me 9 years to learn Chinese, and I only speak it about 30%. But I still give myself a pat on the back because I can do 30%. Most people can't do any. Okay, so what are the biggest challenges for ESL teachers?
Yes.
First of all, we are all overworked.
Yes.
Second of all, we are all underpaid. And we can't get more yet.
Yes, for sure, for sure. Agree.
Okay. The third thing is we are overworked because we have so much prep work, so much prep time. And we have to produce too many worksheets because this is what traditional methods are.
True. It's true.
Okay. Most ESL teachers have high class sizes. For example, in China, it's nothing to have a class of 50 students in an English class, trying to teach all those Chinese kids how, or adults even, how to speak English. It's really hard. In high school, it's 70 students in a class. Okay. There's also a problem that the owners, the leaders of the schools are teaching or know the traditional methods, and they don't give ESL teachers enough support. Yes. So the teachers, ESL teachers, are thirsty for that knowledge. And they don't know where to get it. Yes. It's hard because they work so many hours and they go home exhausted. There's also not enough networking amongst our peers. We need to have greater networking, and this is a fantastic way.
I'm blessed. I am blessed in such a way, Rose. Really, when I created my profile recently, I created my profile on LinkedIn, and I'm so elated and content with the help of this social media link. I'm able to interact myself internationally. I'm so blessed. I have to say, eternally, I'm grateful.
I get it. Me too, because I want to talk to other, I I could talk to Canadian teachers all day, but I want to talk to the non-native English teachers. I want to help them because in Canada, we have the resources. You don't have the resources in other countries. Yeah. Do you know there are 12 million ESL teachers in the world?
No. Oh, God.
There are Brazilian teachers teaching English. There are Indian teachers teaching English. There are Iranian teachers teaching English. The Egyptian teachers teaching English. All over the world, everywhere. Wow. There are non-native English teachers teaching English. Yeah. Wow. But they're doing it in isolation. So thank goodness for social media. I totally agree.
Yes, yes. It is a boon. But the thing is that you should know how to use this in a positive manner.
Absolutely.
It should be there. You have to comprehend this thing. You have to perceive how to use that one, how to use that tool to lead your life positively.
Well, there are many methods that I found very helpful for non-native teachers.
Yes,
many.
Please. Yes. Please.
Yeah. It addresses their challenges, like identifying the things that are the joy that brought you into this profession to begin with. Yes. Okay, so 3, 4 years, 10 years down the road, this is such a hard job. Oh, so you have to remind yourself, why did you come here in the first place? Why did you come to teaching? Yeah. Yes. And what were the joyful things that you had in the beginning to bring that joy back?
Yes, yes. I visited your profile and you mentioned to bring back the joy. So it's nice, I would say, energetic and powerful word as well.
Well, yes. When we are bored or frustrated, we are not joyful and powerful. I totally agree. Yeah. Yeah.
Like this, it should be like that, Rose. I'm conducting this session, this interview. And before that, I have taken 5 sessions consecutively. But still, I have the courage to talk more, to help more, to take more sessions. Why? Because this is a kind of joy for me, this profession. I love to do that.
Excellent. Because bringing back the joy takes courage.
Yeah. Yeah.
And bravery.
Yes.
Definitely. Yeah. So focusing on joyful activities, things that can make your learners successful. Stop using worksheets. Stop focusing only on grammar.
Yes, yes.
Focus on the Kodak moment. Do you know what the Kodak moment is?
No, please, please. I have limited knowledge about it, please.
Well, the Kodak moment started with the Kodak camera company. The Kodak camera company used to be in business. They made cameras and film and photographic equipment before we got digital. Okay. Their slogan was taking the Kodak moment, which was getting people to take pictures when cameras were big and bulky and there weren't many of them. So that was their advertising slogan. But for teachers, the Kodak moment is not the picture of the wonderful wedding or the picture of a grand monument in India, like the Taj Mahal or something like that.
Wow,
The Kodak moment for teachers should be the small things. Hey, you did a great job. Hey, I love the way you wrote that letter R. Wow, your sentence was so nice. Congratulations. Instead of worrying that the whole worksheet or the whole conversation has to be perfect. Looking for the small things. That's the Kodak moment now.
Wow, like really, I thrilled. I was really like I only recall a memory related to camera when you said like Kodak, and immediately I mentioned I have only limited knowledge. But wow, so beautifully you connected it with the beautiful word Kodak moment for teachers. It's like amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, this Kodak moment is the way that teachers can bring back their own joy because they're looking for the little things to encourage and motivate their students.
Yes, it should be like that.
Yeah, you don't have to wait for the great big 100%.
Correct. Yes, completely. I agree. 100%. And appreciation should be there all the time, even it is very tiny, very minute, but it should be there. And
like
I
this.
also, and yeah, wow, great.
Not just for children. Trust me, this is for adults too. This is for teachers.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes. Really, I'm learning day by day. Thank you so much for this kind of insight. It is really so valuable for me. It should
That's
be
right.
like that.
Yes, Renew. These are the things that can address all the challenges.
Yes.
Small little tidbits of information that can help teachers to become more joyful again.
Yes.
When they are joyful, guess who benefits?
Yes. Students, for sure.
How do you address the challenges that you face in your teaching?
Wow, it is such a wonderful question for me. Thank you for this question, Rose. So I would say my strong belief is my positivity and my ravishing smile. So with the help of my smile, my positive attitude, I always keep my head above the water. I always ready to take the challenges. And with this kind of polite and humble demeanor, thank you. So this kind of demeanor, I'm able to do that. This is my strong belief. With the help of all these things, I can fight with any kind of challenges.
You're great.
Yes.
You're great.
Thank you
Your
so
family and your students are lucky to have you.
How sweet. Thank you so much, Rose. And for this, your smile also.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because it is, I felt personally, Rose, it's very difficult to keep a wonderful smile on your face. It spreads positivity. We should understand.
Well, when you feel it, you can do it more and more.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much. Okay.
Great.
Yes. So, shall I ask a question, please?
Okay, go ahead.
So, this is such a wonderful and very relatable question related to collaboration. Is often a key of professional growth. So, do you believe in that? Like collaboration is really important and integral part nowadays to grow more when it comes to business.
So important, Renew. I'm really glad to collaborate with you because this is a really wonderful way for us to understand each other, to understand our challenges better, to motivate ourselves, to bring back the joy. Definitely. When we work in a vacuum where there's nobody else, just us and our ideas spinning around, we don't know where to go. But when we have peer interaction, we can feel more joyful. We understand we're not alone. We can collaborate. In my very first teaching experience for 7 years, I worked on a team. I was a fourth year teacher, and I worked on that team of 3 other teachers. And we had 4 times 3, 120 students in one great big pod area. And there was small corners, but it was one big group, actually. And what was so good was being able to share my knowledge. You share your knowledge. You share something. I think, oh my God, that's such a great idea. And I implement it, and I add something from my knowledge to it. And it makes it even more wonderful. So that's the collaboration. And that's the important thing about being in a professional team, working together, networking, having sharing experiences. I can't agree more.
Yes, and that's why social media, internet is there. We can take the full advantage of it in a positive manner to increase our knowledge, to increase our business, to increase our educational background as well.
Yes. To learn something new. And it's all, for us, I think it's all about cultural diversity, learning about my culture, learning about your culture, learning about the other cultures in the world, instead of being in our it's not small. I mean, living in India is not small, 1.4 billion, but still it's our small world that we know very well. So getting to know other people in other environments is really helpful.
Yes, it's true. It's true, Rose. Okay. So one thing, it is very important question, Rose. Sometime it is before explaining about the feedback, we have to be aware about the students' mindset and all. So before providing any kind of constructive feedback, what are the things we should as a teacher keep in our mind, according to you?
Well, I have a philosophy about feedback. When I am giving feedback, it has to be in a sandwich. Okay, so there's the top, there's the bottom, and there's the middle. The top is the positive. The middle is something that can be improved. And the bottom, which is the top actually, is the next steps, what we can do together. Hello?
Yes. Hello, I'm audible, Rose?
Sorry.
Okay, maybe
it went off for a second. Sorry.
No problem. It happens. Yeah, please continue.
Yeah, so I really I think that that's the way that we can make feedback worthwhile. When you hear something great, like Renew, thank you for offering to have this conversation with me and helping me to share my knowledge with you and other teachers. That's wonderful. I couldn't make it any better, so I don't have any steps for improvement, but to tell you the next step would be to have more of these.
Right, it's true. Actually, I have some more questions, but due to lack of time, only 3 minutes are left, and like time passed away. And look, we are enjoying. This is such a wonderful, informative, and candid conversation too for us.
Thank you. Yes, very nice. Can I tell you, I love your background.
Please.
I am going to get in the same place.
Okay, wow. Please.
I'm going to get to that beach.
Oh, wow, great.
Can you
Like,
see it?
really, Rose, earlier I was in a fear how to interact, how to do that. I am really, literally, I am enjoying this journey with them. I'm learning also. Fun is there, enjoyment is there. Like, I'm really feeling so blessed. And you guys, people are so pure heart, carrying very pure heart.
Absolutely. We can learn from each other.
Yes, yes, it should be. Yeah,
Is
now
this
it's
what
our
your,
classroom.
is this what your classroom looks like?
Yes, for sure.
Okay. That's great. Thank you so much for this. It was delightful to speak to you. Just
Same here.
really delightful.
Same here, same here. And I will like I have a wish to continue this session for more like for a couple of seconds, but due to the lack of time, it is not possible. But for
Okay.
sure, we will interact together in our upcoming days for sure.
Thank you so much. I
So
hope to see you, and I hope that other ESL teachers will enjoy this conversation. Yes,
yes,
that's wonderful. Thank you so
yes.
much.
Thanks to you also for joining me with such a wonderful smile and such a wonderful positivity. Really.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful time, Rose. Take care.
You too. Bye bye.